Hi friends, Kimberley here. Welcome to our next Ascension Teachings talk. So for those of you following these Ascension Teachings talk, they are themes that I have discussed in our daily messages that you see in the Beings of the Light with Kimberley Facebook page and Facebook communities. So today I want to talk to you about the power of letting go of resistance and staying in the present moment while we go through these ascension shifts. So, as you know, 2020, there has been many shifts that have been occurring. And these shifts include us moving to many higher dimensions. And when I say higher dimensions, the dimensions we explore in, because we are multidimensional beings, these higher dimensions of higher expanded consciousness are not outside of ourselves, they are within us. So 2020 is allowing us to go through certain events that basically catalyzes and activates us to go into these higher dimensions within us. It becomes attracted into our conscious awareness. Basically, it's us expanding our consciousness in awareness, remembering more of who we are and remembering our power and our purpose here. So, what happens, especially those of you who are on this journey and is doing the soul work, the shadow work, and those of you who are doing the work, working on your limiting beliefs and fears, what happens is that, we often judge our journey and we expect sometimes that these shifts meant to look like a certain way, that we're supposed to experience this in a way that means that as we expand, so should our experience expand, so should our feelings become more joyous and so forth, manifesting a reality we prefer. However, as we go through these dimensional shifts, what happens is that in between dimensions, in between these, let's just say, us expanding into a higher state of consciousness, we kind of go through this vortex gate. And it's basically us pulling out all these programs that no longer serves us. It's pulling out and bringing to the surface limiting beliefs and energetic codes, energetic programs that, even though they were for us at the time, they no longer serves us in our evolution. So they're being brought forth to the surface. And as we resolve the lessons, the life lessons, the soul lessons in each dimensional experience, we move to the next dimension. And this also aligns with our soul contracts. It aligns with our vibration and divine time. So what happens is that we think we've worked on so many things, we've expanded our consciousness at such a point. And what happens is that sometimes it feels like we are actually going backwards. And this is such as what happens when you go through a purge, like if all these negative emotions coming to the surface, that's a purge. But not just even that. What happens is that when we go through this, this vortex gate, we then, receive ascension symptoms, and this is us going into a new dimension. And some of you feel this in a different way. For instance, for me, I feel very tired. I feel very high in energy. And I also sometimes get very hungry because it's my body needing to ground the energies. And then what can happen is that because we then enter into a new dimension, our reality shifts. And it actually might appear that we are going backwards, right? So it's only because we've entered a new dimension. And depending on where you are in this journey, if you've just, on the outskirts, so to speak, of the old dimension, and if you're in between dimension and then entering a new dimension, you feel these in different ways. And basically, what happens is that because you're in a new dimension, your reality is different. How you relate as a vibration, as a unique energy source, is different to your reality because you're manifesting, you're existing in a dimension. So things might feel a bit strange. And you may think that you have gone backwards, but in fact, it's only because you have decided to play a new expanded reality, which means with each dimension comes with certain soul lessons, soul tests, certain explorations. And usually they become at times more challenging, but it's only because we've acquired the skills and the awareness to be able to deal with that, and helps us to expand. And so you might explore each dimension, and then within this new dimension, there is new kind of challenges there. And you may feel like, you know, it's more challenging than usual. And then you doubt yourself and you doubt your power. You doubt the work that you have done. But it's only because you have reached another higher level in this game, because life is a game. So by you then going to another dimension, a higher dimensional experience, it means you have passed the test, so to speak. You have evolved to such a point that you're ready to play the next game of this master game that we call life. And it's because you are ready for it. And things might feel new to you. Some things might feel backwards, but that's just, we would say, you getting used to this new dimension, you getting used to shedding these old programs that no longer serves you, receiving what is now needed for you to explore a new dimensional experience. So what helps with this exploration? It's about letting go of the resistance to how it looks in your reality, how it is felt in your reality. Because we often judge our experiences in our reality. We judge very, very commonly our own journeys. So just know, if you're feeling this, if you're feeling things are going backwards for you, it's only because you are actually expanding. You're not going backwards. The universe expands because you are the universe. You also follow this pattern. You also expand. You may feel a vibrational wobble, but that is all it is. It is you getting used to newer dimensions, new explorations in your frequency, in your vibration. So if you are in the present moment and aware of these shifts, just recognize that it's happening to you because it's happening for you. It's happening because you have gained so much, let's just say, ascension. You have gained a certain level of awareness that you are now ready to explore a new higher dimension. This also relates to your soul contracts and what you came to explore here. So when you're feeling these sensations, emotions, experiences in your life that you may seem as unwanted, just be in loving acceptance of it. It's there for you. You have not gone backwards. You are just evolving, and you wanted to explore more challenging situations. You wanted to explore all the emotions because it allows you to expand, because it allows you to experience reality in a new felt experience. And that's what helps you to expand and to learn more about yourself. That's what makes you expand, and all that is expands. So it's about letting go of resistance, accepting that it's all there for you, and knowing that you'll be guided every step of the way. You might not know how to navigate this new dimensional experience, but if you can be in the present moment and be in loving acceptance, you'll be able to tap into that guidance within you. The guidance, the universe, source, God, your spirit guides. You may perceive them to be external to you, but they are actually within you, for you are a projection of that. So once you can be in acceptance of all your conditions and all your feelings, your emotions, that's how you let go of the resistance. And by doing that while living in the present moment, you are then able to tune into this inner guidance, this inner wisdom. And that's how you navigate these new dimensions that we exist in. You are always expanding to new dimensions. It's just some of you may not be sensitive in your abilities to pick up on this, but everyone does it. Everyone moves through these dimensions. We are multidimensional beings. Now, we often like to live in the past or present dimensions and future dimensions. Often we are triggered. We like to go into the past. And because of anxieties, we sometimes want to live in the future. We want to know what's going to happen 100 steps ahead. But the power is actually in the present moment. The present moment is actually a portal. It's basically a portal that allows you to connect to the power of you in the now. Because if you're living in dimensions of the past, dwelling on things in the past, that is, I would say, a lower frequency version of you. You have expanded so much more than who you were even a minute ago. And the future has not, let's just say the future hasn't happened yet in the present moment, yet all dimensions are happening simultaneously. You are able to tap into the full power of who you are if you're in the future also. It's about being in the present moment. And in the present moment, that is when you can receive the guidance for your next step. You do not have to know what step 2 is. The present moment is your navigation for your multidimensional exploration in this reality. Now, 2020 is such an intense year. And we have asked as a collective to go through all these shifts. And that's why many of you who are sensitive can feel these shifts energetically within you and emotionally within you. It's just about riding the waves, letting go of the resistance, accepting it, tuning in. Now, the present moments sometimes can be challenging because we're often distracted, but if you can focus on your heart center, bring it back. Whenever you feel distracted, bring it back to the present moment. With practice, you'll be able to tune into this guidance. Label it anything that you want, for it's all you anyway. It's all source, this guidance. One step at a time. Sometimes you receive guidance to do nothing, and that is perfectly for you also. And know there are people in our life, our soul families, that assist us also in this journey. They may present certain situations to you, scenarios to you that may trigger you, and that's also for you. Again, letting go of the resistance. It's all assisting you to bring out programs that no longer serve you. It's assisting you in your evolution by going in the present moment, going to your heart center, continuing to do your soul work here. The work never ends, friends. It's about constantly being in the present moment as much as you can. That's why meditation practice really helps you to be in the present moment in your everyday life. Know that everything is happening for you out of love, for your expansion, for your evolution of consciousness and for the collective. Because we wanted to remember how powerful we are, that we are divine beings. So it's all a process of us remembering this for ourselves in our conscious awareness. All right, friends. Well, thank you for watching this session. If you want to know more about the daily messages and read the daily message that I've given over the week, just jump onto Beings of the Light Facebook community, Beings of Light with Kimberley community. There's a Facebook page and 2 Facebook groups there I post in there as well. All right, well, I hope you have a fabulous week. Just ride the waves, be in loving acceptance. Know that we wanted these shifts because it's for us. So until next time, friends, love and light. Farewell.